everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we are kind of in spring now here in London. It's supposed to be coming very soon, but I know in lots of other parts of the world spring has sprung, and as we refresh our clothing wardrobe, bring out all our spring clothes, put away our winter clothes, definitely time to do the same with your perfumes as well. So these are my top 10 perfume recommendations for springtime. I've got a variety here from like designer and some niche, so something for everyone. If you are new here, then hello, welcome. We're all about perfumes. I have hundreds of videos just like this, and of course my blog as well with detailed articles, so do check them out. And if you're a regular, do make sure that you're subscribed and give the video a thumbs up. That really helps me. And as always guys, in the description box I will leave the links to where you can buy all these perfumes all around the world, UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Australia, where I can find them. So for me, springtime is a time for some florals, some freshness. In the summertime, I tend to go more for perhaps citrusy, lighter, particularly when it's like hot with humid weather. Whereas I don't really want as much of the sort of cozy, comforting, warm scents that I would turn to in the winter. So where should I start in my top 10? So probably with my favorites at the moment. So Givenchy Irresistible Eau de Parfum, the original Eau de Parfum. I've literally just bought a brand new 80ml of this because the last one ran out. I love this perfume. It's delicate and airy while still having like longevity. The main note here is a pear, and it's a really, really fresh, thirst-quenching, aquatic-y pear note. And then underneath there's like a dewy rose, and it's not like a heavy or a powdery or an old-fashioned rose. It's really like delicate, and I just love pear and perfumes, and I think this is just perfect for springtime. It's fresh, floral. It's an eau de parfum, so you're getting that projection, you're getting the lasting power, but it's not like heavy or cloying. There's no patchouli, there's none of the heavy rose, and I just really love it. There are some EDT versions of this which are much lighter. I'd say they're more summertime, and I just did a video on the Velvet Rose version as well that's come out, which is a little bit more heavier, perhaps for autumn, winter, but the original for me is just exquisite. I love this fragrance. So any fans of pear should definitely have this in their collection. The other one that I was super excited to bring back out is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. Now, the original Light Blue is very light, hence the name, citrusy apple scent. Light Blue Forever is quite different, and I love it. It also has lasting power and projection, which original Light Blue doesn't for me. So this is fundamentally an orange blossom perfume. I love orange blossom. It's one of my favorite notes. I just think it's so classy, elegant, feminine, pretty, but also has that freshness of the orange coming through. It actually reminds me of the smell of those pink flowers that you get in like Mediterranean climates that sort of seem to grow everywhere, like on walls, and you just walk down the street and you see those pink flowers everywhere. It smells like them to me. I can't remember what they're called, but it just evokes like vacations to me, but it's not like tropical, or you know, it's not like too summery. I just find it really, really elegant. I love it. And it's an eau de parfum, and don't be fooled by the light blue thinking it's going to be really light and like forgettable. This is a great perfume. I think it came out as a limited edition, but I think they've now made it a permanent edition because it's just so good. You can often find this discounted as well, so I'll find it at a good price and leave it in the description box for you guys. So actually another orange blossom perfume, which is perfect for spring, is another one of my favorites, Elie Saab Le Parfum. So this gorgeous bottle, gorgeous fragrance. This has been out for over 10 years now, and I loved it since the first time I sprayed it. It's a really sparkling champagne orange blossom. It's really classy. I went to a wedding the other week and this is what I wore. I think it's a perfect wedding perfume. It's really just elegant, sophisticated. It just makes you smell like you're $1 million, I think. What's great is the original Eau de Parfum can often be found reduced as well because it's been out for so long. I find this hard to find in the US. but I have found it where you can get it, so I'll leave that link down below. But you have to try this, and also the Lumiere version of this, which is very similar. It's just a little bit more orangey. The OG and the Lumiere are just the most perfect orange blossom perfumes. I do have an article going through all the different Elisable Parfum perfumes, so I'll leave that link down below. So another great designer white floral fragrance is Giorgio Armani's My Way. Again, just the original eau de parfum. This combines tuberose, jasmine, and some orange blossom, and it really is amazing for lasting. It's got great lasting power, and the tuberose for me, it is quite luscious and almost a bit green. It reminds me of all the flowers blooming, all the grass and the trees and everything coming to life in the springtime. It's that kind of outdoorsy scent. And then combined with the jasmine and the orange blossom, is just really feminine. There's a hint of vanilla in the base, but it is just a hint. I wouldn't describe this as a sweet perfume at all. And the floral version of this is much fresher and orangier, and that one I love for the summer. And then for the winter, they've got the intense version or the new parfum that just came out. But for me, original My Way is great for springtime. I often spray this like in an airport when I'm going away, and I just all the time in the airplane I can smell it on me. It really is a great quality perfume. So another actual rose and pear combination is Lancôme Idole. This is great for traveling because it's so super thin, and it comes in an even smaller version of this. Great for fitting in handbags and stuff. I actually had this engraved, so it doesn't come with the engraving on it. And this definitely has much more of the rose note in it than Givenchy Irresistible. It's a rose and jasmine fragrance. It's insanely good for like projection. It's a great quality perfume. This is just, again, just the original eau de parfum. Beautiful, beautiful rose. Any fans of rose, this is like my top recommendation for a great rose perfume for spring for you guys, definitely. And again, you've got the intense version maybe for autumn, winter. Also the Aura version, which is very vanilla-y. But I think just the original eau de parfum is still the best, and it's definitely perfect for the springtime. You could also wear this, I think, in the autumn and perhaps even the winter, just because it has such great projection. Great for the office, great for literally, you could wear this to anything. If you love rose, this is just such a beautiful modern rose. So kind of continuing on the rose theme, one of the lesser talked about Lancôme Le Vieille Belle fragrances, Le Vieille Belle en Rose, I think is what their best spring perfume now that their Eclat ones have been discontinued. This is kind of a classic fruity floral, fruity rose. You've got raspberry and red berries that then reveal like a really classic patchouli and rose combination with some fresh peony in here, but the patchouli isn't as heavy as it is in a lot of the other Le Vieille Belle perfumes, like the original. The rose really is the main note with that raspberry and fruitiness. I think this is a great option if you liked the old version of Miss Dior, the 2017 version, or even Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming. With those two now gone, I think this is a great option to replace them, and it's cheaper. The only thing about this is it is an eau de toilette, so I find the lasting power isn't as good as all the other Le Vieille Belles that are eau de parfums. But apart from that, I do think it is like a perfect like rose, fruity rose perfume, and definitely made for spring. And another really lovely fruity fragrance, the Burberry Her range are known for their like really strawberry original perfume. But this new version called Elixir, it has still that strawberry top note, but then you've got a really pretty jasmine heart with a bit of a creamy sandalwood, creamy vanilla base. So if you do like your slightly sweeter perfumes and you're looking for something that's not going to be like overly sweet for the springtime, I find that the way that this Elixir sits, the jasmine comes through and it doesn't have quite as much of the sweetness as the original eau de parfum does, which is like a almost sharp strawberry sweetness. This is a little more subtle, a little more musky, creamy, sits a bit closer to the skin, and it's really elegant. So that's why I think for the springtime, I would switch maybe to the Elixir from the Intense or the original version of my Burberry. It's a beautiful, beautiful combination, beautiful mix, a real surprise. I didn't know what to expect from this. I think this was one of my favorite releases from 2022. And then moving into the more niche category, from Matière Première, their French flower fragrance is really, really lovely. It's definitely my favorite from them. This is like an earthy tuberose combined with pear. Very much spring for me is all about pear. You get this fresh pear at first, but then the tuberose note that they've used is very high quality, very concentrated, and it has a slight earthiness feel to it. So it does feel like walking through a field of tuberose. It really evokes that type of feeling. Very natural, feels very naturey. I love tuberose. I love this type of fragrance. And this is very concentrated. I find that it does last really well on me. And they are quite pricey, but the value for money is there because you don't have to spray too much to get some great scent. So it's kind of like a mixture of, it's kind of like My Way, I guess, from Armani, but without the other white floral notes like jasmine. And then another really beautiful, beautiful, classy fragrance from Lalique is their Soleil Vibrant. Now this combines, quite a Moorish orange blossom with some like warm creamy vanilla with a hint of jasmine, hint of saffron, and then this pear, clementine, and a little bit of ginger top note. And honestly, the way these notes combined just smell so classy and elegant. The bottle, of course, is stunning as well. Lalique are glass makers, and it's this really beautiful glass bottle. But this is what I wear when I want something like in the springtime. I wear it a bit in the summer as well, when I want something that just feels really classy and expensive. But often those type of perfumes tend to be quite heavy, like really expensive niche, like ouds or something. I just think this is what, like I can imagine a royal member of the royal family wearing this or something. It's just very elegant. And it includes a man-made ingredient which has been like shown to touch a part of the brain and light up like the happiness part of the brain. And it definitely does. I remember when I first got this, I just kept smelling it on me and it just like made me smile. I just really liked it. So it definitely works. It's a bit addictive in that sense. So definitely recommend this if you haven't tried it and it's something niche and different. And they're not that expensive. I think they retail for £100. You might be able to get it for less. And there is, of course, the original Soleil as well, which you can often find discounted. That's like an orangey vanilla, really nice as well. And then my last recommendation is my Erin Hibiscus Palm. This is one that I wear throughout spring and summer. The coconut and the hibiscus, of course, does feel quite summery, but because of the depth that's in here as well, I think it can definitely be worn. Well, it can be worn year round, but definitely in the springtime, even if it's not quite that like warm yet, because it's got this beautiful like palm tree, beautiful like green, luscious feeling to it with this coconut, and I love the hibiscus. Whenever I wear this, I often get compliments on it. It stays on clothes for days and days and days. It's really great perfume, great quality. I really do find the Erin perfumes are really good for lasting, particularly at staying on clothes for days and days and days, like really good for that. So I love hibiscus palm, and it doesn't really work that well in autumn, winter. So I'm always sad when I have to put it away, and then excited now that I can bring it back out again. Cool, so those are all my spring recommendations. Let me know which is your favorite and what else you'd add to this list. Like I said, they'll all be linked in the description box where you can get these all around the world. And I also have more detailed articles and videos on all of these perfumes and their respective ranges, so do check them out for more information. I also did want to add that I think in the springtime, my Secret Garden candle would just be perfect. That really uses like this fresh, green jasmine note to create something that's very luscious and like all those green shoots coming up and the trees turning green really evokes that. My candles are soy wax, highly concentrated so that they really do project, fill the room. And of course, don't forget that you can now pre-order Aphrodite on my website, along with where you can get Empress or Empress samples as well. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.